In this video, I play the Fallout New Vegas randomizer, which, as you might guess, just randomizes everything in Fallout New Vegas. And I wake up in Doc Mitch's house and I have to, well, admire his beautiful hat, but then I have to choose my character. For the name I just picked a Randy because that's what felt right, but then I had to create my, well, face. For the face, I flipped a coin to decide the name and gender because who really cares? And then I just randomized it, which did not randomize it as much as I hoped it would. Then it was time for my special stats, which of course the randomizer also randomized, but either I have a mod on that gives me more special points, or the randomizer broke. Either way, I abused this newfound knowledge. Then Doc Mitchell asked me his myriad of questions, but those are boring, so we're skipping over them. And then I did the Fallout New Vegas player ritual, where I steal everything from Doc Mitchell as a reward for, bringing me back to life. Then, before I approach Doc Mitchell to leave, I save so that when he gives me my stuff, it could just be something good, like immediately, instead of having to, kill somebody for it. The first time through, he gives me a nice dapper suit, but unfortunately, as stylish as it is, I'll probably just get one shot by something else a raider has, so I load again. Second time, he gives me some marked patrol armor, which is pretty good for, first starting out, so I keep it because I don't want to be sitting here loading over and over again. Then, I start my adventure by stepping out of Doc Mitchell's house and being welcomed into Good Springs. Now, the first thing you might notice is that Victor is not here, but this is incorrect. Victor is here, he is just a Night Stalker.
Howdy, partner!
I then laid eyes upon a man who was ill-fitted for, farming. I then decided to go rob Victor for simply speaking to me, and he had absolutely nothing, the broke bastard. I then decided to go investigate the old schoolhouse. It was, of course, filled with creatures I could manage, but I decided that it was simply not worth my time, and so I went to go talk to Sunny Smiles. Sunny Smiles was as interestingly dressed as everybody else was, as well as an interesting companion. But I was simply there to get guns from her, so I accepted her quest and went out back with her. Now, because this is a randomizer, every weapon it gives me will be random, so I, of course, saved and loaded until it gave me something good. After about 3 or 4 loads, I decided to settle on the plasma caster because it's a pretty good weapon this early on, and she ordered me to waste my ammo on the beer bottles, so I, of course, obliged. I then went inside to talk to Trudy, the saloon bartender, and saw she was having an argument with a criminal. I then tried to see what this criminal was hiding in his pockets to see if I could kill him for it, and it was a bunch of missiles and a missile launcher. So I killed him for it and then took his goods for myself. Then I talked to Trudy about the man I just killed, and apparently he was after a fugitive in their little gas station warehouse. I don't really care about this tidbit of information. I'm more interested about repairing her radio, simply because I am in desperate need of caps. She agrees to let me take a look at her radio, and I save before talking to her because I am curious if caps are also randomized in their payout.
Yeah.
They were. Then I went to go talk to Ringo, just to see what he had to say, and also to see if I could kill him for anything he had. He did not have anything, another broken bastard, and then I agreed to help him simply to see if the powder gainers I was about to kill had anything, and I was already vilified by them anyway, so it didn't matter. Before I started the war on the powder gainers, I wanted to go look at the farmer again in the ill-fitted clothing, just one last time, in case this is the last time I saw him. He was as beautiful as ever, and as naked as ever. Then Sunny and her ugly-ass dog told me that the powder gainers were here and ready to kill me. I had half accepted my fate at this point because I was very scared of what the powder gainers had to hit me with, because it could be literally anything. I wasn't really confident going into this fight, and I definitely wasn't confident when I started getting blasted by lasers and bullets, and I was almost immediately put onto my last legs by getting crippled immediately. I then stuck around to the back of the powder gainers to try and pick off some of the weaklings. I hit one shot on his head, crippling it, but then he proceeded to shoot me multiple times, causing me to back off. I also was running out low on ammo, so I didn't feel really confident taking that fight. But then he lost his gun somehow, and so I stabbed him to death, and then I did the same to his friend. I then tried to do the same to the next guy, but unfortunately he was in full power armor and of course killed me, which made me upset. Then the second time around, I decided to use the missile launcher I stole from their friend, and I blew them all to Kingdom Come, because that's what they fucking deserved for killing me. Then I finished off the stragglers, and then Ringo gave me my reward, which I so deserved. Then I go around looting bodies of friends and foe, because the loot isn't going anywhere, so I might as well take it. Then God, or the devil, decides to show up, and probably warning me about my mortality and the fact that I'm going down the wrong path, but I don't really care, so I keep moving. Then, as I'm going back to the schoolhouse to finish my unfinished business, I spot a wild Mr. House, which is a rare sighting. I take a photo, but my camera broke. Then as I'm walking away, I see a man wearing a Enclave armor helmet. Now, obviously I am one for opportunity, and I see this man standing alone in the field, so obviously I kill him and take his helmet, because he's not going into battle, I am, and I have the rest of the set, so it's mine now. He wasn't going to use it for anything, he didn't need it. I then go to try my luck at the schoolhouse. It went about as well as you'd expect if you were actually paying attention when I went in there the first time. The second time I went in, this happened, which I'm not entirely sure what this is, and then I got killed like instantly, and I don't even know what killed me. So we're just gonna pretend the schoolhouse does not exist, and it did not happen. After looting Gene's skydiving, I realized there were a couple powder gangers behind it, and I wanted to see if they had anything good, so I murdered them. Of course, what other way could I have seen what they had? And then I went about my day until I found more powder gangers, and I killed them too for their loot. One of them had a Deathclaw claw, and then I realized one thing. I was over encumbered. And so, of course, instead of putting down the loot or just transferring to somebody else, I proceeded to walk to Prim from Powder Ganger Camp. Which, of course, took like 10 minutes. No clue why I did that. I think it was to prove a point, but nobody cares, so I just kind of did that for no reason. That was weird. I was almost to Prim before another otherworldly deity decided to appear to me and tell me that once again I should stop while I'm ahead. And once again, I don't listen. After a long and draining journey, I'm treated to the sight of this dumb asshole talking to me, and so I immediately skip past all of his dialogue and just walk into Prim because I am too tired to care about what any of this guy has to say. When I finally get to Prim, I am faced with a random convict that I quickly gun down for daring to approach me, and then I also kill his friend because he also approached me. That means he had to die, and he also set me on fire, so he deserved it. I finally put all the stuff that's been slowing me down away. I have been over encumbered this entire time, by the way. I cut out like 20 minutes of me just walking, and I'm finally met with my sanctuary, the hotel. Of course, I immediately start shooting at the guy in front of me, but then he throws something funny my way. A grenade. Alright, that's fine, it's just a grenade. Alright. My arm devil went off. It was, in fact, not just a grenade, but instead a holy fucking frag grenade. And in this moment of utmost genius, I decide to shoot the holy frag grenade with my missile launcher, and of course, it goes about as well as you'd expect. Then I try to shoot him with my plasma caster, and then I realize he is too small to be hit by my projectiles, and then he throws a holy frag grenade at me, and then I blow up again. Then I decide to shoot him with my missile launcher again, even though this could have gone very bad once again for me, but it ended up working out in my favor. And then when I loot his body, I notice he has 3 holy frag grenades, just for me. Then his other short friend decided to show up, so I stabbed him to death. He didn't have anything good on him. Then another guy showed up and proceeded to throw not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 fucking grenades at me before I killed him. And then even after I killed him, the one he had in his hands went off and killed me. Then, as I limped my way back, I spotted him again and shot him before he could throw more grenades at me. Then another guy shows up, so I shoot him too. Come to find out, the one throwing grenades at me also had a holy frag grenade on him. That's great. And then the other guy just shot had 5 holy frag grenades on him. Then I killed the rest of the convicts. They didn't really have anything worth mentioning. And then I went to talk to Deputy Beagle, and he also had nothing. So I killed him for no reason. Then I sleep off my crippled leg, and then it's good as new when I wake up. And then I decide to go upstairs to fight the rest of the convicts. I was a bit worried going up here because I was worried about to get hit with more holy frag grenades, but they didn't really have anything that was super scary. There was a guy in power armor, and he did have the Blade of the West, which was definitely an issue, but I took him down, so. And then I found a hologram outfit in in this little cupboard. It made me look interesting, I suppose. Then I sleep off the pain of all the battle I just went through, and then I leveled up. I put my points into energy weapons, explosives, guns, and a bit of sneak, because you can never go wrong with that. Then as I'm walking to the Nevada station, everything goes dark, and I am left to wonder if my time has finally come. Just for it to become light again, and then I continue on with my journey. Then before I get there, a small man challenges me. Then, as I am fighting the jackals, I notice one of them has a skeleton head for a head. So, I kill them, take it for myself, obviously. Then I enter the Nevada patrol station and kill the jackals in there, and a centaur, but it was not a problem. The real problem lied behind the door over there. A Securitron was in there, and it shot a missile at me, which was great. I then decided to fire back with my own missiles. It worked out quite well in my favor, and then, when I went to go loot the bodies, I noticed there was actually a sentry bot in there. So I tossed a holy frag grenade in there, hoping it would kill it. It did pretty much jack shit, and then when I was thinking about leaving and just coming back when I had better materials, I realized there was actually a Great Bear rifle in one of the bodies. So I used that to kill the sentry bot, and that worked out pretty well. I then decided to make my way to the Mojave Outpost. But before I go all the way there, I wanted to stop at the Nipton Road Stop, which was, of course, filled with a myriad of creatures that I had trouble killing, like a Nightkin, a Robobrain, and a goddamn Yaguai. After that fiasco, I level up and decide to get the Stonewall perk, so I stop getting assaulted and killed so easily. Then I go into the Nipton Road General Store and find 4 mini nukes, which I take graciously. After that, I'm free to travel to the Mojave Outpost. I am no longer free to travel to the Mojave Outpost. Obviously, I'm just not destined to go to the Mojave Outpost because the Lake Lurk King proceeds to cripple me, then kill me. I make the informed decision to avoid the Mojave Outpost for now, and I instead embark on my journey to Nipton. On my way there, a tiny Brahmin attacks me and proceeds to do this when I kill it. But I don't have time to deal with small Brahmin that go spindly, so I keep moving. I lay eyes upon another gang member's head and decide to blow them to smithereens. One of them had a protonic axe, which I take. Then I finish off the surviving gang member and move to Nipton. But before I get to Nipton, I hear explosions, and I turn and I see a battle going on to my right. Upon closer inspection, it was actually a Nightkin battling an alpha male Deathclaw. I made the smart decision of not interacting with either of them, and I just moved to Nipton. As I'm walking to Nipton, I pull out my alien blaster with only 2 bullets in it, and of course, use one on Swanwick as he deserves. Then, I go say hi to Boxcars.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, he's as pleasant as ever. I use my final bullet to put Boxcars out of his misery, and then I take his throne for myself. And that's where part 1 will end. If you liked the video, like the video. If you didn't like the video, dislike the video.